Every story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News at 7. I am Ebulomo Adekunle. Boko Haram has claimed responsibility for a June 25 bombing in the capital, Abuja, and an attack in Lagos, which it says authorities try to cover up in its latest video obtained by AFP. Abubakar Shekau also voices support for the extremist Sunni Islamic State militants who have taken over large swaths of territory in Iraq and Syria. It went ahead to mock the social media campaign Bring Back Our Girls, which emerged to call attention to the plight of the more than 200 schoolgirls kidnapped on April 14 by the group from the remote northeastern town of Chibok.
We have to bring back our girls. Oh, bring back our army. Bring back our army. Jonathan! Girl, Christian, bring back our army.
Meanwhile, the Pakistani girl child education campaigner Malala Yousafzai, who survived an assassination attempt by the Taliban, has called on Boko Haram terrorists to free the abducted Chibok schoolgirls. Malala commenced a 3-day visit to Nigeria on Saturday. She celebrated her 17th birthday in Abuja at a dinner held in her honor. Malala was accompanied to the dinner by her father, Zawdin Yousafzai, and members of Malala Fund, including Shiza Shahid, the 25-year-old founder of the organization. During her 3-day visit to Nigeria, the 17-year-old Pakistani girl is scheduled to meet President Jonathan and other top government officials. She will also mark the Malala Day on July 14 in Abuja to champion her cause for free and compulsory education for every child around the world. The education advocate informed guests at the dinner that she would welcome ideas and opinions from them on how to ensure the safety and education on every child in Nigeria. The police say there are credible intelligence reports of a plot by terrorists to carry out attacks on the Abuja transport sector. Consequently, the FCT Police Commissioner, Joseph Umbu, has been directed to beef up security at motor parks and bus terminals in Abuja and its environs. Police spokesman Frank Umba says the intended attacks are likely to be through suicide bombings or improvised explosive devices concealed in luggage, bags or cans. The police therefore wants members of the public to be vigilant and report any suspicious persons, objects or activities to security forces without delay. Meanwhile, the police authorities have advised residents not to panic as security forces are taking steps to neutralize and effectively deal with the security threat. The police also wants management of motor parks and bus terminals to carry out thorough searches on passengers and their bags, as well as vehicles entering and leaving their parks. In addition, they want park operators to discourage overnight parking of vehicles, particularly by unknown persons. Meanwhile, the police have again reaffirmed that they could be reached on the following hotlines. FCT Police Control Room 070 57337653. Force Intelligence Bureau Operations Room 08139379245 or 08075650624 and National Emergency Line 112. In spite of assurances from the military, a community leader in Chibok insists that a large chunk of Borno State is in the hands of insurgents. Pogo Bitrus says Nigeria may end up losing some parts of the state to Boko Haram if the insurgents are not checked.
Boko Haram, that is this Sambisa forest area we are talking about, and western part of Damboa has totally been taken over by Boko Haram. So it is Boko Haram territory. Goza local government has been taken over. Central Borno taken over. Northern Borno taken over. So we are living in a state of siege in Borno state. It has to be noted that if this thing is not addressed and addressed early, we're going to lose part of our country to the Boko Haram. And in fact, so many local governments have already been lost.
Nigeria's military authorities say there is no truth in the recent report of the escape of over 60 women from an insurgents camp in Borno State. Defense spokesman Chris Olukolade told CoreTV News in Abuja that there was no abduction in the first place. He also emphasized troops' readiness to check the excesses of insurgents in the northeast region.
Well, again, I will have advised that we also direct this at those who made the allegation in the first place. Cast your mind back to the fact that there was no time that we endorsed that report because we have no proof, we have no indication from the troops on ground, we didn't have any evidence of that incident. And there were people who spread the information online. Maybe those are the ones to answer this question. They're the ones who declared the missing. They should also tell you when they are found. The issue of securing a state that is under terrorist threat has always been a very hectic job. But in this instance, I'm assuming you are referring to Balmo Forest, and it could not have been possible to make the discoveries that we are finding there if it were not for good security. I think rather the security agencies should be commended for even noticing that such designs were in the making, and for being able to take control of that place and clear it of every threat to the nation's security, rather than seeing it as an indication of lack of security. It's an opportunity for me to also reassure you and Nigerians that the security agencies are taking their responsibility very seriously, and every effort to combat terrorism with the best form of professionalism possible is in place. And it's a time to, advise those who would rather find fault with this exercise to try to understand what is going on than be hasty in criticisms and condemnation.
Nigeria and the United States are to strengthen strategies to tackle threat of terrorism facing the country and bring insurgent activities to an end. This was the outcome of a meeting between Senate President David Mack and the U.S. Ambassador James Entwistle in Abuja. Both men lamented the countless number of lives and property already lost to terror attacks and are keen on ending the cycle of violence. Mark specifically pointed out that Boko Haram is not only a threat to Nigeria, but also poses a great danger to human existence. He says the threat is much more closer than was ever imagined, while also noting that the insurgents have wider networks and support outside Nigeria. He added that everything humanly possible is being done by the Nigerian government to free hostages, especially the girls of Chibok Secondary School currently held by Boko Haram. The U.S. envoy pledged the continued support and assistance of the American government to end terrorism in Nigeria. He, however, cautioned that in the war against insurgents, the security operatives should be mindful of human rights in order not to cause more damage. Suspected assassins have killed a senior journalist in Kaduna, northwest Nigeria. Utsaz Yunus, who is the general manager of New Democrat, a Kaduna-based weekly newspaper, was shot dead in his home on Friday night. Police spokesman Aminu Lawal confirmed the incident and says investigations have begun into the killing. Journalists in Kaduna Metropolis are already suspecting that Yunus was shot dead by hired killers because nothing was removed from his residence in Ungwadusa. Nigerians have been urged to be safety conscious in order to make the country a safe and healthy place to live in. Oluwaseyi Adegoke has details from the Conference of the Safety Professionals of Nigeria.
The Institute of Safety Professionals of Nigeria says Nigerians should be on deck to prevent loss of lives, property, and damage to the environment. National President of the Institute of Safety and Professionals of Nigeria, Nnamdi Iliduba, says the body stands to stop mishaps in the country.
The Act, amongst other things, confer on us greater statutory roles. With this Act as an enabling law, we are further empowered to advance the interests of safety management with regards to the welfare of Nigerian citizens. We must now begin to evidently pay attention to the conditions or places in which Nigerians work.
For his part, Executive Director of Strategy, Safety, Advocacy and Empowerment Foundation, Jamiu Badmus, says Nigerians' attitude to safety need a drive.
Our attitude in the country is not my portion, God forbid. It's not with me, in Jesus' name, in Allah's names. This has been our attitude. It's that attitude we need to work on, and we can work on this attitude through advocacy. We need more advocates. We need to talk to people about safety, safety at home, safety in the offices, safety in various workplaces. Then there must be an enabling law. There are some laws, but we need more enabling laws that will assist us to take this drive, that will bring in enforcement to some of these safety rules that we have.
He added that awareness and education is key to the provision of good safety tips.
A lot of awareness program from the professional body that we have here. ISPON is the professional bodies for health and safety professionals. Ours is just an NGO, and we have been advocating seriously on various areas. We've gone to places, we talk to market, we talk to road people, road workers, and we continue to advocate on various aspects of health and safety. That is being done, and we'll continue to do that, to advocate more.
The organizers say the issue of safety is imperative at this time in the life of the nation, following increase in the level of insecurity across Nigeria, especially in the northeast. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
The Labour Party has flagged off its campaign ahead the August 9 governorship election in the state. Frank Omalape reports from Osogbo, the Osun state capital, that some of its national leaders at the rally say it is the party's turn to run the affairs of government.
Waving from his car to his numerous supporters who have been waiting for his arrival, it seems the journey to the government house begins for Fatai Akibade. Not too long after, the party's national chairman, Dan Nwayam, officially presented the party's flag to the candidate in the coming election.
Governorship candidate of the Labour Party in the governorship election.
Stalwarts of the party expressed confidence at the forthcoming election.
We are working as a political party. We have a candidate. He's flying the flag. He's going to work hard. He's going to mobilize. And by the grace of God, we are going to produce the governor in Osun State.
We are confident because the Yoruba people generally are people who can decipher when a politician is telling the truth or when he's deceiving them. We believe the candidate here has a pedigree.
Osun is only waiting for August 9 to come so that they can translate their love to him by voting him into power. And people, Nigerians will be shocked because by nature, Alhaji Fatai Akibade is not lousy. Very strategic person, detailed, but simple but detailed. So for people like that, please, if you underrate them, it will be to your peril.
Party faithfuls describe the candidates as the people's choice.
Since when he has been in Osun State as a commissioner, whenever he has a problem, a woman has a problem, and you went straight to his office, he's there to assist you. He's there to assist you. Both women, both youth. So we are here to reward him back.
No, it's not a newcomer in the politics of this state. And I believe that Osun people, as rational people, will prefer him to others who have not been fully tested.
Nwayam says the party will focus on improving the standard of workers in the state in assumption of leadership of the state.
We want a governor that will be concerned with all aspects of governance, including infrastructural development. We want a governor that will pay great attention to capacity building. Capacity building. Young people that are unemployed, you have to empower them. It is not by buying Okada and giving them handouts that we are empowering them. So this is the kind of governor we want, And that's the kind of governor we will have in Akibade.
The Labour Party governorship candidate seized the occasion to deny rumors that the Labour Party has an alliance with the People's Democratic Party.
I am a Labour Party flag bearer today, and we don't have any affiliation or anything to do with another party, especially the PDP. We have our structure and we're already on the ground. We are winning this coming election, so we are not leaving our party for any other party.
It seems so much is up for various parties in the contest or in the battle to take the government seat in the coming election, but for the Labour Party, it has its eyes on the seat of government. But the people of Osun will have to decide who becomes the next governor in the coming election. Frank Omalape from the Freedom Park here in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, CoreTV News.
Polytechnic teachers have called off their 10-month strike. This was the outcome of the meeting of the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, that ended in the early hours of Saturday. The meeting was called to deliberate on the interaction ASUP leaders had with the new Education Minister, Ibrahim Shekarau, few hours after he assumed office. ASUP spokesman Clement confirmed that the strike had been called off and says lecturers are expected to resume on Tuesday. The much expected commencement of biometric registration of bank customers has commenced in Lagos. The exercise took place at the head offices of selected banks in the nation's commercial hub. Sabena Izoku has more in this report.
The equipment called a biometric data capture machine have been configured, deployed and tested, and bank personnel are already trained in the preparation for the enrollment and verification of all bank customers. One of the nation's premier banks says it has long installed the machine, though not without some initial challenges.
The pilot, I believe, started in March of this year. Anything new, you should pilot any new concept and any new tool. And what it does is it even shows you some of the gaps, so shows you some of the frustrations, for example, and therefore you can then go back and recreate solutions. The minute we knew that this was going to become regulation, what we decided was that we would be proactive, yes, and we would ensure that we pilot using our own staff, so that by the time Central Bank were ready to say go live, we had already piloted this, we had trialed it, and we were ready.
The initiative was part of the financial inclusion policy of the federal government financial sector strategy, aims at ensuring that Nigeria becomes one of the top 20 largest economies in the world by 2020. Many wonder why bank customers have to go through this process.
Yes, you do have some customers who felt, what is this you're asking me to do? You know, and with anything biometric, I believe that there's still a lot of work to do in terms of educating the general populace about what a biometric capture is anyway. The key thing was letting the customers know the value, the what's in it for them factor. Increase security, improve security. I don't think there's any Nigerian customer today who doesn't want that.
There is also what is called the Bank Verification Number, BVN, issued for easy identification and verification of customers. This unique identification number gives each bank customer a unique identity and done only once, which will be linked to all bank accounts across banks in the countries. The big question, however, is how many Nigerians are aware of these bank transaction security devices.
I can see the improvement of the machine is okay for the country and it's okay for the use, but I'm not aware of anything like that.
I've not used it before, but I've heard about people using it. I've never seen it physically, but I've seen it online.
I've not even heard anything about it my entire life. Maybe coming first, let's see it and let's know what it will come up with.
The benefits, according to the experts, are numerous.
Fraud, greatly reduced. Fraud for different segments of our customers. So those, for example, who are non-literate, those who are perhaps elderly, who need help with technology, who need help remembering their PIN number. Now they've got biometric. With biometric ATM machines, they don't need to use PIN numbers again. That's one. In terms of frauds generally, it's very easy now. I don't need to just rely only on signature verification. Now with biometric verification, I know it's you. it definitely has to be you, because your biometric data is unique to you. So nobody else can forge that. So there's that. There's the fact that it's supposed to make transactions faster. Once all our solutions are integrated, what that means is the time you would spend waiting for your identity to be verified is reduced.
The security equipment converts the scan information into digital form and compares match points, and database that stores biometric data for comparison in order to verify the individual as the person he claims to be. Sabena Izoku, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Just as the world awaits the final match of the ongoing FIFA 2014 World Cup, football legend Pele has predicted victory for Germany over Argentina. Here is Pele's view.
Since at the beginning of the World Cup, I mentioned Germany, one of the team who could be in the final. Then I think, no, unfortunately, I said Spain. Spain is out, but Germany is still there.
It's the CoreTV News at 7. We'll take a break and we'll be back with more stories. Don't go away.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
CoreTV News presents a platform with presence in over 30 states of the Federation. Be sure to be had. For live coverage of events, we have the capacity to deliver from anywhere in Nigeria and beyond. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733. 014-533-407.
Our 24-hour news station.
Thank you for being there. Israel toughened its campaign against Gaza, warning Palestinians in the north to flee after Marines mounted a ground attack, though diplomatic efforts to halt the bloodshed has intensified. As world powers prepared to meet over the spiraling bloodshed, the Palestinian death toll from a punishing Israeli air campaign hits 166, following the bloodiest day yet, which 56 people were killed. Despite increasing calls for a ceasefire, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there was no end in sight, with the military warning residents of northern Gaza to flee. Militants in Gaza have pounded the south and center of the country with more than 630 rockets since the fighting began on July 8 and the biggest confrontation in and around the enclave since 2012. Israeli naval commandos raided the northern Gaza Strip on a mission to destroy longer-range rockets, which have sent thousands fleeing for cover in cities as far away as Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and Hadera in the north. Radio reports spoke of a fierce gun battle with Hamas militants in the Sudaniya district. The army said it had warned residents of the north to immediately leave their homes ahead of a major assault which would focus on the town of Beit Lahia. And that's the news for this time. Do join us again at 9:45 for the primetime news. Thank you for being there. I am Ebulomo Adekunle.